And action.
Hey, how's everybody doing? It's Shawn from Ooey Coffee Headquarters here in Detroit or at the Eastland Mall, Michigan. Today we're going to go over a couple of tutorials to teach you as far as on how to make you that much better to sell Ooey coffee. And remember, make mocha money. That's right, mocha money. It all starts as far as with presentation. Presentation is making sure that we have as far as our coffee, the shirts, the mugs. You know what? This is only a small part of it. But what they're really going to buy is the coffee. The coffee says it all. That's where we need them to get to. Get them to taste the coffee, and then you have them forever. All right? So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to present the coffee so that they come out, and then they are going to end up loving you, and they are going to contact you and keep growing from there. So today, like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to go over as far as to make sure that you understand that on table presentation, if you go out to events, now myself, as far as me and my wife, we actually host several events throughout the year. We're going to do some up in as far as New Baltimore and the New Haven area. Okay, these are events that we have usually over 30 to anywhere from 30 to 100 crafters at, and Ooey Coffee is going to be a major part of that. Okay, what we bring in is we're bringing in different associates to come out and to meet the public and push as far as Ooey Coffee, and hopefully as far as push you to the limits to make the most mocha money you can make. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you as far as on how to set up the stands, set up your table, and work with that through a different group of tutorials, and as far as then to find events for each and every individual out there in your area so that you can go out and also make more money. All right? So let's start as far as with a couple of the different products we have. Now, mattering on the package you bought, the 99 base package, remember it came as far as with the tablecloth, the shirt, the cup, your apron, and some coffee. The next step up at that $3.99, you do get as far as our shipper. The shipper is going to be the best way to present the coffee. It's going to be clean. You can put it at multiple levels, so you can actually break it up from your dark roast, your medium roast, and your decaf. And you can actually then put it as far as packets going from side to side. So if we actually were to break down into three different matters, it really comes down to you can put your coffee at different levels, and obviously we'd fill this up a little bit more, but to give you an idea of what branding we're going to do. So you can put the decaf, which is not going to usually sell near as good as the house blend or the dark roast. The dark roast and your house blend are going to be the two that usually move the most. Most people like the stronger coffee, and they want the caffeine to give them that punch to get them going in the morning. Unfortunately, a few of us can't have that caffeine, so then we have to go to the decaf. So remember, when we set up the shippers, to make sure that we space the coffee out for what we have, okay, so it is presentable. And as you go, remember, once we start running low on it, that's when you really want to go into selling it and say, "It's my last one. If you want it, you got to get it now. Otherwise, it's going to be gone. You're not going to have your Ooey coffee." So that's what we have to do, is we have to learn as far as how to present not only yourself, but as far as the coffee itself, okay? So when we go out to events, we're going to be percolating fresh that day. Mattering on the event, remember we always have to look at where we can do this. There's indoor events, outdoor events. Not all those events are going to have places where you can actually percolate the coffee. So we have to think about this ahead of time. If there's going to be power, we can percolate the coffee. Otherwise, if we're in a gym and there's no power in the middle of the gym, we have to percolate that coffee elsewhere in the school or the bowling alley or the arena, wherever it may be. All over there, there's options that you can choose from as far as that are going to be able for you to sell and actually present your product to everybody. So don't keep narrow-minded and just say this one type of event or another. Remember, keep your mind always moving. And by always moving, always looking for other opportunities, okay? So when we go to different events, remember there is going to be some hurdles from time to time that we have to get over. And that's what we're talking about today, is getting past some of those hurdles. Percolating the coffee, like I said, is going to be one of the crucial keys. All right, so we have to find power where we can actually percolate the coffee. Remember, in some areas, you might not want to use the water in that area. So you might want to bring in water ahead of time with you. If that's 1 gallon, 2 gallons, 3 gallons. Remember, if you're up in Flint, you definitely don't want the water. I hate to say that, but it's probably true. All right, so that's not going to be the best cup of coffee we can give. So we might want to bring some water in with us, and that's if we want to, put it in a gallon or two. If it's tap water from your home, whatever it may be, make sure that we have good water to start with. And then as far as the next thing is if we're going to percolate the pots of coffee on site, make sure that we keep our portions proper. All right, so if you're making 16 cups, remember each one of these small packs, if that was what you were using, this is going to be 8 cups. All right, if we do 16 cups, remember we need 2 of these. If you make your coffee weak, the people are going to think it's weak and they're not going to like it near as much. So make sure that we get our portioning right so that we have the best product presented at all times. Okay? Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to say to most people, as far as some people like their coffee sweet, some people like their coffee as far as, with a lot of milk, light, whatever you may want. So we have to give those people options as far as, so if it's sugar, raw sugar, there's Splenda, there's all the different, as far as sweeteners. Whatever sweetener, I would only recommend putting 1 sweetener out. Pick one that you like, put it out there with like a regular sugar or a raw sugar. As far as, don't want to give them too many options at the table as far as to sample. It just ends up becoming more and more costly to us as an individual. Remember, we're in this also as far as not only to push the product as the best it is, but also as far as it is something to make income. So if you're constantly spending all your money on all the little gadgets, you're not going to make near as much out of it as you could as far as if you keep it, nice and simple. Okay, the old KISS prop. It's the old keep it simple, stupid. Whichever it is, as far as I always forget, but I end up kind of chuckling whenever I hear it. Okay, so keep it simple. All right. So don't overthink it. It's going to be, usually as far as percolators or crafts, this is going to be a percolator. Obviously this percolator is going to make approximately anywhere from 40, this one here, there'll be a size on it. I think this one is going to be approximately 60 cups, I think this one is. All right, so if it's a 60 cup, by chance, if it's a big one like this, remember that would be 1 bag. That's a 62 cup as far as in the large bag. So it would be 1 of those to a 60, if that's a 60 cup. If it's a 40 cup percolator, then obviously we'd have to measure it out. So again, make sure that we get the coffee consistency correct each time. All right. Again, the percolator is great if you have power, but if you don't have power, remember we got to percolate that, and then that's where we get into the crafts. If we have to percolate the coffee, then put it in a craft to keep it hot, and then take that into where the event is. If it's at a park and you don't have a way again to get the percolator to it, again, crafts come in great. You're going to probably want to have 2 or 3 crafts as far as coffee. I would recommend as far as possibly keep, again, your samples down. Remember, your 2 most popular are going to be your dark roast and your house blend. So I would probably have a craft of each of those. And I hate to say, as far as the decaf, you're not going to get a big enough calling for it at an event usually to make it worthwhile to go through an entire bag of, of coffee for that. So we will talk to you soon as far as our next tutorial. Hopefully we're coming right at you pretty soon. If you need anything, please get a hold of us, and I'll be more than glad to help you out as best I can. Thank you from OOE Coffee Headquarters in good old, that's right, Eastland Mall in Detroit. Take care, everybody. I'll look forward to talking to you soon.